Hi everyone, it's Valerie with Create Your Future, and I want to talk to you today about something that I get asked a lot with my clients, and that's how do you deal with triggers and fear and doubt while you're manifesting? And we'll get into that in just a minute. I do want to remind you again that we're having a contest, so as soon as we hit 100,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving away 3 free coaching sessions. That's one each to 3 different people with the coach of your choice. And to enter, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment below with something that you've manifested yourself so that you can inspire others. And then just like this video. Okay, so what do you do if you're feeling triggered, if you're having doubts, if fear's coming up when you're manifesting, especially when it comes to a specific person? So this is common, and that's the first thing that I want you to know is that we all get triggered, we all have doubts, and we all start to wonder if this is even working. So the first thing you want to do is remind yourself that manifesting is always working and that you're the creator, and that whatever you're putting the bulk of your attention on is what's going to grow the most. So what happens is usually the first thing that happens is something in the 3D will trigger you. You'll see maybe social media, and we'll talk a little bit more about social media because that's a big thing. But maybe you'll see something on social media, or you'll get a text that you don't like, or you won't get a reply to a text, or maybe you haven't heard from them in a little while, or they say something that you don't like. Okay, so there's many things that can trigger us in the 3D. And if you find yourself in that situation, what generally happens is that you react, and that reaction is from your old story. And that's simply the old story of maybe not feeling good enough to have this specific person, or not believing that you deserve it, putting them on a pedestal, anything like that. And that's your old story. And you get pulled back into that immediately. And then you start having thoughts that support that, and then you go on the spiral, and that's what causes all the fear and all the doubt. All right, so and then if you keep doing that, what then happens is that you get more evidence of that in the 3D, and it starts this cycle of being in the hot and cold. Sometimes they show up the way you want, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're feeling good, sometimes you're not. And that's what perpetuates the not feeling good, and it keeps your manifestation from coming. So you don't really see the ideal version of your specific person, and you get ready to almost give up. In fact, I've had several clients come to me saying, I'm just ready to give up. I don't think this is working for me. I don't think I'm doing it correctly. So you are doing it correctly, and it is working. Where you're getting tripped up is just getting pulled back into that old story. And 9 out of 10 times it's because of something that's shown up in the 3D that you don't like or that you don't want. So first thing you want to do is catch that and recognize it. No, this is my old story, and I don't want to go there. Do I want to keep creating this, or do I want to create my new story, which is where I get everything that I want? So catch yourself there, and then simply say, no, I don't want to go back into that old story. I don't want to go there. And even though this 3D right now feels really real and it's making me feel bad, I don't have to believe it, and I don't have to go down that road. So not reacting to the 3D doesn't mean that you ignore your emotions, because we don't ever want to do that. Remember, we're human, and we were meant to have emotions. It's part of our beautiful experience. So if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling frustrated, doubtful, ready to give up, just acknowledge that. And sometimes it becomes a very physical reaction to where maybe our heart rate speeds up, or we can feel a tension somewhere in our bodies, in our shoulders, in our neck, or even kind of like a ball of anxiety in us. If that happens, don't try to ignore that like it's not there. acknowledge it, and maybe even put your hand on wherever you're feeling that reaction physically and say, this is okay. This is normal. I'm allowed to feel this way. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to keep my manifestation away from me. It's not making my desire go away. It's just a normal human reaction. And then remind yourself that you're still the creator, and you can choose to create this new story instead. And then that's when you can get to that more neutral place. Once you've neutralized that fear, it's okay. I feel this fear. I feel this doubt. It's all right. It'll go away. I'm just forgetting here that I'm the creator, and I'm calling the shots, and no one has free will in my reality. That's another thing that trips us up. We forget that we're the only ones with free will in our reality, and maybe we're given free will to our SP when we don't really mean to. So just remind yourself of that. No, they don't have free will. And even though I thought that they were thinking this, what they're really thinking is, and then you go into your affirmations, they're thinking that they miss me, or they're thinking that, I'm amazing and they love being with me. They feel so connected to me. They've never met anybody like me. They enjoy spending time with me. I'm their favorite person. See, once you neutralize that doubt and that fear, everything is working out for me. That's a really good blanket statement that I like to use. Everything's working out for me always, even if it doesn't look like it right now. I know that it is, and I trust that it is. That helps you get to that neutral place. Then that's when you can really start affirming without having so much resistance, because it's really hard to affirm when we have a lot of resistance right there in our face when something's just triggered us. And maybe go do something that feels really good. Go dance, go play, sing. I use songs and movies and TV shows as affirmations. So I have like a whole list of songs that make me feel good, movies and TV shows that make me feel good. So even if I don't feel like actually affirming in my thoughts or in my words, I just put on that song or I watch that movie, and it does the affirming for me, gets me into that neutral place, and then I can say, okay, I feel better now, and I can go ahead and do my affirming, because that's where your power is. Remember, it's in the 4D. It's in not reacting to the 3D. And like I said before, not reacting to the 3D does not mean being emotionless or without feelings, but you want to respond and not react. And respond means coming from a place of knowing your power and feeling healthy. So if someone says say for instance, your SP says something like, yeah, I can't spend the time with you this weekend. I'm going to be too busy, or I'm doing this instead. And you can feel really unimportant. Remind yourself, instead of engaging in some battle or struggle in the 3D that is just going to set you back, you don't want to say things like, well, I don't feel important. Why can't you spend time with me? That's not going to serve you. It's just going to bring up more of that. It's like affirming that, okay? So instead, you just know your power. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. You have a good time. I hope you enjoy, or I'm sorry you have to work, I'm sorry that you're so busy. It would have been great to spend time with you, and I'm a little disappointed. I'll miss that, but I've got these other things that I'll do, so I can't wait to see you on Monday. That comes from a very powerful and knowing your value place. While in your mind, you're affirming for what you want. No, they don't want to work. They want to spend time with me. The whole time they're doing this other thing, they're going to be thinking of me and wanting to spend time with me. And you keep affirming that. That's your magic formula. Responding in the 3D in a really healthy, powerful way, while affirming in the 4D for what you really want. That's what's going to get you to where you want to be really fast. Okay, and it's just assume the best. When we get triggered in the 3D, it's because we're assuming the worst. We're assuming from our old story. And we're saying, okay, this is happening again. This is playing out just because I know that. It's that familiar place that we want to get pulled into. And it's easy to get pulled into that old story because, number one, it's familiar, it's comfortable. It's also a protective mechanism. It's like, well, if I brace myself for the worst, it's not going to hurt so much. For some reason, we've been taught that pretty much our whole lives, that if we expect the worst, it's not going to hurt so much, when that's actually not the truth. If we expect the best, then we'll get the best. So assume for the best. Don't go down that old path, that old story that looks familiar. You know, we want to go down that path because we know it. We know where the trees are. We know what to expect. No surprises. It's easy. It can be scary and uncomfortable to go down the new path of our new story because maybe, you know, our brain doesn't know what's there, but we have to tell our brain, no, this is the way I want to go. This is the beautiful path, this is the path that leads to what I want. So this is where we're going. And you have to constantly remind your mind that you're going to this new place, this new story now. And the more you do that, the easier it will get. So don't struggle in the 3D. Claim your power, which is in your mind and in your affirmations, and do that. I wanted to talk about social media, so I want to do that before I close out this video. I get asked a lot also by my clients, is it okay to look at social media? And I'll ask them, well, how do you feel? How do you feel whenever you look at the social media of your SP? 9 out of 10 times, it's not good. I don't feel good. I get triggered because they've posted something. There's a picture they don't want to see, a status they don't want to see, or they're not seeing anything about themselves. So again, you get pulled right back into that old story. Again, you have to remind yourself, if you do give in to that urge to look at the social media and something shows up there that you don't want to see, or you're not seeing what you're hoping you would see, you have to remember that's just the lag time of the 3D. This is all coming from your old story again. Just say, no, that's not the truth. You know, or if you see them somewhere at a restaurant or some event, picture yourself there. Oh, they're going to take me there next time. Next time they go there, that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be with them. So you have to change that story. Or pretend they posted something about you. There's a picture of you there. Change it then. Or the other thing I like to do is, you know, you want to live from the end. So if you were actually in the end and you're in the relationship with your SP and you have that trust and you have that connection and you know what each other is doing and you feel confident about that, you wouldn't be checking their social media. So that could help you not check it. But again, if you give into that urge and you're checking it, pretend your SP is right there with you saying, hey, look at what I just posted. What do you think? And then react as if they're right there with you looking at it. And that helps to get you living in the end. Okay, so I think that covers everything. I was checking my notes, make sure I didn't forget anything here for you. And yes, I intend that this video really helps you all deal with the triggers and the fear and the doubt that you can get. We all get, you know, we just all do. And remind yourself that it's normal. You're not doing anything wrong. The only thing you're doing when you get pulled into that is just setting yourself back and just, I wouldn't even say that you're holding yourself away from the manifestation longer than necessary, but it's making you experience this uncomfortable feeling that isn't always necessary. So just be aware of those thoughts that come up. Recognize them as just being the old story that wants to pull you back in, and just don't dwell there. Don't give it that type of attention. Just say, nope, I want to create this new story that I know belongs to me. I'm meant to have it. Of course, I'm meant to have it. I deserve it. I'm worthy. And you'll get out of it faster and faster each time, I promise you. And you can even intend, you know, I hardly ever get triggered anymore. I love intentions, you know, I hardly ever get triggered anymore. I don't even have the urge to look at social media. It means nothing to me. I'm totally confident. And you can do that too. remember, you're the creator. You get absolutely every single thing that you want. If you want it, it's meant to be yours. So I want you to remember that always, and I will intend that everyone gets everything they wanted out of this video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. If you would like to work with me, the link is below. We have a lot of wonderful coaches. Take your choice, and we would all love to help you. And I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye.